Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the BOLDR Odyssey Black Abyss in my right hand and the BOLDR Odyssey Bronze Auburn in my left hand. Both of these are limited editions. They're both limited to 100 pieces, and they are numbered as well. So that's definitely the way to do a limited edition, is to number them so you know what number you have. I appreciate BOLDR sending these over for us to check out. These both have the Lumicast Loom. So Lumicast is, I call it 3D Loom. You have these applied indices, and the way this is created is a combination of ceramic and Swiss superluminova to create these loomed indices. And there's more loom due to the three-dimensional nature of these indices, and they tend to hold on to the loom longer, and they're also brighter as well. So we'll check that out towards the end of the video. Price for the bronze is $6.49, and the price for the Black Abyss is $7.99, and there is at least one main difference for that price difference, one main reason for that price difference. And I had incorrectly made an assumption. I had assumed that both of these watches have the same movement, and they don't. The bronze has a Seiko NH35. It's not a display case back, so you can't see it. But here's a nice engraving on here. And then the Black Abyss has a Sellita SW200-1 movement. So Swiss movement versus Japanese movement. 8 beats per second on this one. I'm not sure if you noticed that in the beginning of the video here, but this one does have a smoother sweep. The watch in my right hand, that is. So 8 beats per second on the Sellita, and then 6 beats per second on the Seiko movement. So very similar looking watches, other than the color of the case, of course, but they both have this kind of an engraved full metal bezel. This is an insert within the bezel, but it's just metal. It's not ceramic or aluminum or printed or anything like that. And they both have this loom pip here. This is my first time with a brown dial watch and a brown rubber strap watch. It kind of looks like leather, but it's not. It is this Gruber floral elastomer. Feels very comfortable on wrist. Feels very similar to FKM rubber. I believe Gruber is a little bit less expensive than FKM rubber, but for all intents and purposes, it's fine for what we need it for. I think FKM is a little more chemical resistant, but shouldn't really matter in day-to-day watch wear. Yeah, I really like this Black Abyss too with this. It's stainless steel, but it looks like a stone wash finish, or it looks like galvanized metal if you have experience with metal. Yeah, it's very neat looking. Both of these are fun watches to wear. Gigantic watches, heavy watches, but they are fun. And they're both rated to 500 meters water resistance. Both have a helium escape valve. So it comes down to personal preference on which one you like the look of better. Stainless steel, of course, will be more scratch resistant, more durable in that regard, but it's not going to bronze like the patina will. It's not going to patina like the bronze will. And actually, I'll have another video too. I'm going to compare this to my Christopher Ward. This is nice and fresh, looks very cool, and I'll show you it compared to my Christopher Ward, which has had all kinds of natural patina. All right, let's go over the dimensions. The dimensions of both of these are the same, except for the weight. The weight's a little bit different, but let's go over the dimensions of these watches. Lug to lug, 53 millimeter. Case diameter, I measure at 46. The BOLDR website says it's 45, which I measure the bezel at 45. The case is a little bit larger than the bezel, but that's not exactly a precise measurement. But I measured at 46. The bezel is 45. thickness on these things are 17.1. These are probably one of the thickest watches I've had my hands on. And lug width, 22 millimeter lug width. And this strap does not taper, so it's 22 all the way down. And the crown on these are gigantic, 9 millimeter crowns. I have some watches, actually I have one here, I think. The thickness of this watch is 8 millimeter. Sorry, see has the deployment class. But anyway, the thickness of this watch is 8 millimeters. So this watch is thinner than the diameter of the crown on these. So I always find that kind of funny. So let me get the Black Abyss on wrist, and the Black Abyss is the first stainless steel watch to have the Lumicast indices. Let's zoom back in. These indices are really cool. This would do anything or not if I hit it with the UV light. Yeah, you can kind of see that. That's cool. I have these new bright studio lights, and I don't think that would show up, but it does. But yeah, I really appreciate the depth of applied indices. And then you can see the depth of that loom pip there as well. So definitely a cool watch. Bezel action is fine. I don't have any complaints with the bezel action. No backplay really. Double dome sapphire crystal for both of these. AR coating on the underside. And of course the buckle and tang match the case on both of these. So let me get each of these on wrist, and we'll zoom in and out, and then we'll check out the loom. So one more thing I forgot to mention is the weight difference. The stainless steel is 181 grams, and believe it or not, the bronze is a little bit heavier. The bronze weighs in at 188 grams. So a typical dive watch is 150 grams or so. My Submariner weighs 148 grams size for my wrist, and these are a good 30 to 40 grams heavier, with just the watch head being metal on these rubber straps. So quite hefty. Also, they have a triple lock crown here. I think you'll see in here, yeah, you can see in there, there's an O-ring there. So that's one of the methods of sealing it down. Water tightness. And these are quick release straps too. All right, let's get this one on wrist. Start with the bronze. So I have a 6.5 inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband, so the lugs do overhang my wrist a little bit depending on where on my wrist this watch sits. So there we go. See the AR coating there? The domed crystals kind of catch my lighting a little bit more than a flat sapphire crystal would. But they look cool in a person here. You can see the dome here. It's kind of got a box dome effect to it as well. It sticks up above the bezel. Alright, let's zoom out here. Yeah, it's a big watch, but it's still fun to wear. If I had two of them, I could put them on both wrists and get a little bit of arm exercise when I go for walks or whatever. Handset on the bronze is black. And the handset on this one is stainless steel. I'll zoom back in actually right now and show you that. So we got the black handset here. In the second hand, it's the same color. The second hand on the other one is red tipped. Tip of the second hand is red. There we go. In this stainless steel colored. You know, it might be gunmetal. It's kind of hard to say. From certain angles, it looks stainless by my eye, which you can't see in the camera. Right there, it looks stainless, and right there, it looks black. So anyway, let's get this one on wrist. These straps feel just like FKM rubber, so I don't think you would be able to tell the difference. I'm down to the second to last hole, so that means I got a lot of excess here. There we go, close enough. Cool watch. Buckle's a little big, but you know, it matches the big case, I guess. Alright, I'll pause the video and we can check out the Loom. I'll just use one of these and compare it to my SKX. I think I'm going to have to hold it by hand because of these straps. They don't really sit down on the table too well. So, alright, be right back with the Loom. Alright, so on the left we have the BOLDR Odyssey Black Abyss with the Lumicast Loom compared to my Seiko SKX 009 on the right. So Loom is excellent on these BOLDR Odysseys with the Lumicast Loom. Very well done with this 3D Loom. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. And like the video and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of these two large BOLDR watches, bronze and this Black Abyss. As always, thank you for taking the time and thank you for watching.